Welcome. We're here at our prayer table again, and we're that much closer to Christmas. I'm going to light 3 candles on our Advent wreath. And we're going to hear another story about a prophet. Remember last week we talked about the prophet Isaiah? Do you remember what a prophet does? Prophet listens to God and then says what God tells him to say to the people. Well, we're going to hear about the prophet Micah. And like Isaiah, Micah lived a long, long time ago, long before Jesus was born. Micah listened to God. He heard where the Messiah, the Savior, was going to be born. Let's look in our Bible and hear the words of Micah. But you, O Bethlehem of Ephraim, who are one of the little clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to rule in Israel, whose origin is from old, from ancient days. I wonder what size Bethlehem was back in the days of Micah, back in the days of Jesus. I think it was probably pretty small. I wonder what a clan is. Back in ancient Israel, the people lived in clans, also called tribes. It seems kind of surprising that somebody important would come from such a small little place. I wonder, how did it feel to be living in Bethlehem, knowing that an important ruler was going to come from your town? Let's read those words one more time. But you, O Bethlehem of Ephraim, who are one of the little clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to rule in Israel, whose origin is from old, ancient days. For those of you who are getting our take-home Sunday school packets, we are learning about Ruth and Naomi this month. And Naomi moved from Bethlehem to Moab, and then Ruth followed Naomi back to Bethlehem. A pretty important little town. There's a song you might have heard called "O Little Town of Bethlehem." The words go, "O little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight." I wonder who this important ruler is. I wonder who sent him. Put out our Advent wreath. And we'll see you next week. Thanks.